Hey guys, GameZack here, and welcome to another one of my Civilization 6 videos. So, after having the game for about 2 weeks and taking my time to play through a game and some, we're now able to see Civ 6 in all its glory, warts and all. I still get comments daily from people wondering whether or not they should buy into the game now or later, or not at all. This can be a difficult decision to make, especially when you have no personal hands-on experience yourself with the game. On this channel, I have a whole series of videos talking about specific mechanics, opinions of design choices, and speculation. However, describing actual experiences can be very handy, and I'd like to share a few notable points that I've been through that could be useful for those wondering how good or bad the game has turned out. By the way, this video has a poll attached to it. Just click the eye icon in the top right corner to vote. I'm wondering how many people are veterans of Civilization, at least playing one Civ game before, and who are new to the series, and whether or not you've been enjoying the game. Those statistics would be helpful for people who are looking to buy the game too, so go ahead and chip in your opinion. Anyway, here we go with some points, starting with some positives that I really do like about Civilization 6. Now, one notable point for the game is that, especially on the launch stream, the launch stream I started at midnight and played until about 5 a.m. and since then, I've played the game for hours, 4, 5, 6 hours, and I don't feel tired after a play session because I really am thoroughly enjoying myself playing Civilization 6. Gameplay does feel complete with the religion system, city-states, casus belli, or casus belli, and unstacked cities and all that good stuff and all the new mechanics. It really does feel like a complete game. It doesn't feel like it's particularly unfinished gameplay-wise. And overall, Civilization 6 does feel like a whole new game compared to previous Civ games, but it still is very much Civilization. It is part of the Civ series, despite its innovations and changes. So I want to be clear on this, that I definitely do like the game and I have enjoyed my time playing it. However, there are some very notable missing features. Just straight off the bat, you can't rename your cities. I don't know why this isn't in the game. It's such a simple feature, but you can't rename your cities. There are no build queues, so every time you construct something or train a unit or build a building, you have to keep going back and changing it turn after turn. And because of the unstacked cities, you tend to have more cities compared to Civ 5. So that can get very difficult to deal with as the game goes on. And also, once you reach the end of the tech tree or the civics tree, you have to keep researching the same tech over and over again. And every time you complete the same tech, you gotta select it again. It gets very tedious, and that's another thing that sort of clutters up the end game. The interface options are surprisingly limited. There's no easy hotkey or toggle to show the yields on the map. You have to sort of click it on a button in the lower left corner above the map. You can't scale the interface, which was, and it doesn't scale properly. Like when I first started playing the game, I was streaming at not 1080p and the interface actually looked bigger. You know, the interface doesn't actually scale with your resolution. You also can't disable the unit auto cycle, not from within the game anyway. You can actually mod one of the files to get that to stop auto cycling, but the auto cycle can actually mess you up because it just sends you flying from one side of the map to the other to control units in a seemingly random order. And not being able to turn that off is a pretty big missing feature. And of course, the common thing for missing features is the lack of civilizations or leaders, and World Congress still isn't in the game because that's been talked about before. And those are things that should be coming up, so I don't want to go into that. I'm talking about actual sort of basic features that are odd aren't already in the game. Now, besides notable missing features, it is a Civ game, so it is sort of expected, but the game still is quite buggy. The number one bug that really sort of messed with my gameplay and confused me, because Civ 6 sort of throws a lot of information your way, and especially in your first couple games, you could get very confused easily. And the bug that annoyed me the most is the previously built. When something finishes building in a city, at the top of the production chooser, it shows what you built last. And on my game, it didn't show what I built last. It showed what I built the one before last. So for example, if I built a spearman, a slinger, and a settler, when I finished the settler, it would show that I built a slinger last, even though I just finished the settler. So it gets very confusing as to what I actually just completed in a city. I kept forgetting whether I just built a district or a building, because it would just show the one before last. Another interesting bug I did see one time was when I was fighting Gilgamesh in my Russia playthrough. I saw a warcart go off the coast to fight something in the ocean, so it was an amphibious warcart, and I'm pretty sure warcarts aren't supposed to be able to do combat in the ocean. But if that isn't a bug, that would be really weird. And then there's AI bugs. For example, there's a way to mess with the trading system so that they will end up giving you all of their gold for not very much. And there are also various other exploits, like you can send your builder units out into the world to chop down trees halfway across the world, and it'll still add production to your cities. And I've also heard of the Scythian bonus, where when you build a horse archer, they get 2 instead of 1. You could build a horse archer, get 2 of them, sell them both, and make tons of money. So there's still plenty of these exploits, which in a single player game isn't too much of a problem, but it can definitely affect your multiplayer experience. And speaking of multiplayer, unfortunately I don't have a bunch of friends to play with, and it seems like the games you see in the lobby are loaded by region. So what this means is, if you go to your Steam settings and change your download region, you will see a different set of games in the multiplayer lobby. So me living in a region where Civilization isn't such a popular game, it's hard for me to find a multiplayer match at all, unless I go into my Steam settings and change my download region to maybe Australia, UK, or somewhere in America. And most of the time when I go to the multiplayer lobby and my download region is still set to Malaysia, I usually see no games there. And if I create a game, no one's joining, because Civilization 6 just isn't that popular here. But what this means is, basically what I'm saying is that I have limited multiplayer experience with Civ 6 right now, so I couldn't really tell you about the stability of things. And then I do have to mention Steam Workshop and the full mod support and multiplayer mods that they were promising would be in the game. So Steam Workshop integration is not implemented yet, but what they're planning to do with it sounds awesome. It's meant to have an auto download of the host's mods. So when the host creates a game with specific mods, all the players who join that game, the mods required for that game will automatically download to the system, and it will run seamlessly. So it's seamless, easy, but it's not there yet. However, this being a PC title and all, people have already started modding the game, everything from AI difficulty alterations, map packs, UI additions, and more. So if you're wondering if the mod scene is already going, even without Steam Workshop, well, yes, it definitely is. So overall, Civilization 6 definitely feels like a complete game to me. It doesn't feel like it's still in beta, but you can clearly tell that there's still lots of room for improvement, as was expected, really. The bugs and exploits are really the most annoying thing, and full mod support has been promised months before release. So if you're looking forward to fully modding the game, you're gonna have to wait a little longer. Either way, I hope these notes provide some insight into Civilization 6 and help you decide whether or not you should be buying into the game now or waiting a little while longer. Alright, and that's it for the state of Civilization 6 for now. What do you think of the game if you have it? Remember to vote on the poll with the eye icon in the top right corner. Are you a Civ veteran or a newbie to the series? Love the game or hate it? Also, if you're looking for more Civ 6 videos, you can check out my entire Russian Let's Play of the game, or check out my overview of all 19 civilizations in the game at launch. And that's it from me. My name's been GamerZach. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful, and I'll see you in the next video.